Good afternoon. You know, today is a very important day in Oklahoma for two reasons. First, it's Ronald Reagan's 101st birthday. President Reagan, of course, left a legacy and an impact on this country, but also something very important for us in Oklahoma. We always hear many lawmakers in the state refer to themselves as Reagan conservatives or in looking to Ronald Reagan for guidance on how to do things. So we here at OCPA decided to ask the question, well, what would Reagan do? What would Reagan do if he had this opportunity in the state today? What kind of policies would he advance? We're holding a special event at the Capitol tomorrow that we'd like to invite you to. It's at 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Capitol. We'll have cake. We'll have a Reagan wall where you can write your thoughts on what Reagan would do. But also we'll have a press conference at 10 a.m. where leaders from this state will talk about Reagan's legacy and what Oklahoma is doing today to carry on that tradition. Please go to www.whatwouldreagando.org for more information. You know, the other reason today is important is it marks the first day of the legislative session here in Oklahoma. And that means today was the governor's State of the State address. Governor Fallin did some very important things today in her address. First, she charted a course for the state to phase out its income tax. Partnered with a lot of lawmakers that have authored legislation already, Governor Fallin has authored a bill that would advance economic freedom in this state for two reasons. One, it would reform the tax code and bring it into only 3 tax brackets. The top margin, which would not be 5.25% anymore, it would be 3.5%. That starts in January 2013. That is immediate tax relief for families in Oklahoma. She clearly stated that the plan for Oklahoma is to phase out its income tax. This is extremely important. It's not just political speak anymore, but there is a plan in place that would phase out the income tax in this state. Lawmakers have also authored legislation focused on eliminating the income tax that focuses on reducing the size of government and eliminating waste and inefficiency and using some of that revenue to offer tax relief to Oklahomans. So there's one thing we can be sure of. Between the governor's leadership and her act and the lawmakers' legislation that they filed and the leadership that they're showing, Oklahomans are going to see economic freedom next year. We can't thank them enough for their bold transformational leadership that is going to move our state forward, grow our economy, and empower our citizens like no one else in this country. Something else the governor did today that was very important is she called on all Oklahomans to join her to put pressure on Washington, D.C. to advance a balanced budget amendment. The balanced budget amendment has served many states, including Oklahoma, well, but for too long our federal government has spent way beyond its means. We always say here at OCPA that government does not have a revenue problem, it has a spending problem. And that's where I'd like to leave our conversation today. As we start this legislative session, let's remember that Oklahoma does not have a revenue problem. Oklahoma has a spending problem. This year, Oklahoma spent more on state government than it ever had in the history of this state. Oklahoma is spending more and more money every year. There's over $550 million of waste, inefficiency, and non-core spending in state government right now. That means money that's not going to education, transportation, public safety, or health and human services, but money that is being spent on aquariums, on museums, on rodeos, on losses on golf courses, on several things that are not core functions of government, and money that should better be put back in the taxpayer's pocket. OCPA will continue to advocate and educate lawmakers on behalf of taxpayers with respect to making sure that that money is wisely spent by government or returned to taxpayers so it can stimulate the economy. Thank you so much for your continued support and partnership in this effort. We look forward to an exciting legislative session, and again, very much appreciate the leadership and the bold transformational guidance that we're seeing from some of our lawmakers, and including the governor this year. It's going to be an exciting year, folks, and we look forward to working with you. Take care, and God bless.